Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Spacecraft. In the last episode, actually Spacecraft 2, but in the last episode, we worked on iridium neutron reflectors and we made a bunch of them. And today I realized I don't like having all of our reactors doing Tetris. Doesn't look as good. So I'm currently working on making a bit of a fix to this, and I think we're gonna do something differently. Maybe incorporate 2 separate chambers for all of our reactors. We're going to have a total of 4 reactors here. Each of them is going to be producing at least 360 EU per tick, which is going to be pretty nice. And yes, 360 EU per tick is a pretty good output for a safe reactor. That being said, a wise man once said, that's a lot I said there. But hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So we're going to have separate chambers for each of our reactors. I feel like that is a pretty decent idea, and it will help us not explode everything. Another thing that will help us not explode everything is not having a block on this side here. Right here. That's the block that would cause everything to just go boom. Thank goodness it's not going to be there anymore. Now, I've been making a lot of glass, and I want to use it for something. So I thought, what could I use glass for? And the answer I came up with is, glass explodes pretty easily, right? So why don't we just put that under the reactor? Because we want the reactor to explode downwards. So glass, being a very, very weak substance, could easily explode downwards. Just how we want it to be. And also, have way less resistance than all the stone and dirt that was down here. So that's why I've installed this glass floor here. You can see down below we have the giant cavern I accidentally mined out with the mining laser. Very nice area to explode everything down into, because there's not going to be any resistance at all if this thing ever explodes. So that's great. Even though I'm not intending for it to explode, I've prepared a lot of things just in case it does explode. The next thing I have to make is a bunch of fuel rods, of course. And we all know how bad fuel rods are to make. They're very difficult to make. In fact, I don't have any of the stuff we need to make fuel rods, which is where things are going to be problematic, because literally all we have is just 238. That is actually the normal isotope for uranium, in fact. I think, if I remember correctly, that's just like regular uranium. That's like pure, just regular, normal uranium. Whereas 235 is the isotope that's less than normal uranium, I think. Now, to find uranium, we're going to have to go into some places I haven't gone in a very long time. Down this deep pit here. Look at that. We already found some uranium, and we didn't even have to use an X-ray. Now, it would be just handy if I kept the quarry going for all the time I've been, exploring this place. However, I haven't done that because, well, I messed up part of the quarry because I wanted to make a bunch of mud. And instead, I made a giant mess of mud. This is not a good thing. I'm not going to fix this, though. So, take that. But all this work did allow us to find 2 pieces of uranium so far, which is a very good amount of uranium. Except it's way less than we'd gotten last time, which is 17. We had 17 pieces last time, so we need to look for more uranium. Maybe it's time to call upon an old friend, the good old X-ray. Which one is the X-ray? There we go. And already the X-ray is finding us some good things. You also could be wondering why I'm not just duplicating uranium fuel rods, because I do already have one in my inventory, technically, inside this backpack here. Well, I've decided not to do that for this, because uranium isn't exactly hard to find. It's just really annoying to mine towards it because your inventory gets filled up constantly. For the most part, I do genuinely avoid duplicating items because it does water down the experience more than X-ray mining. Wouldn't it just be dandy if we had a... Whoa, what is this stuff? Bitumen. Oh, this must be oil. Some kind of oil stuff. Well, you know what? I don't need oil. You know what I have a lot of? Oil. It's back at the base. So I don't need more oil. Now, our good friend X-Ray has guided us down this way to find this 1 piece of uranium here, and another piece of uranium here. Oh, and there's one behind this wall over here. Additionally, there's more down this tunnel, which is amazing. Looks like we got 2 here and some in the wall over there. Coming back with a new record of 23 pieces of uranium. We're going to be making a ton of uranium-235 inside the refinery. So I'll just cut to the part where we make the fuel. Now, on my way back, I did encounter this guy. Look at this nice little fella. Look at this. See, he's even nicer because he's fighting his ride. Amazing. This is absolutely crazy. Oh, never mind. Well, I was hoping the spider would win because I don't like arrows. Now, while I was waiting, our friend from over there decided to somehow find his way over the wall. And that's not good, because he found his way to me. Now, this is an example of very bad interior design. I find this tunnel just awful, because it's missing this side here. That's what's bugging me. I think that's what's bugging me. I know it's gonna look worse when there's a pipe going through there filled with energy. But that's just bugging me. And also, it's not finished yet. That's another thing. But I think I'm going to do a 2 block wide section here because it would look much better. And also do a section with no pipe here. That'd also look better. How about I just have a maintenance tunnel that is 1 block wide, but then a normal tunnel that heads into the maintenance tunnel, which is going to be 2 blocks wide. I feel like that'd be much better. Now, using the refinery is a very long process because we have to wait for all of this to be doubled, and oh my gosh, there's still some in there. Look at that. We got lead dust, stone dust, all the dusts, which is good. Lead dust is very useful for a lot of things, like, for example, batteries. I believe they use lead dust in them. So guess what? I never expected to actually do this, but I'm going to extend the staircase down into the other layer so we have a quick access path that's not outside. I don't know why I want this, but I feel like it's a feature I'd like, so I'm going to be implementing this feature. Alright, so here is the general layout. It looks like we could build a staircase down, and we need to remove this section here, which is a bunch of just garbage and sand. Now, here's what I like about the hammer, is that if I want to get rid of sand, all I have to do is drop it down a layer on the y-axis, because gravity is amazing in this game. It's just great. It gets rid of sand perfectly. That's exactly why these caves have been filling up with sand pretty fast. So, yeah, basically I've just been dropping all of the sand down into the caves below. Because you know what sucks? Having to switch to using a shovel to get rid of all this garbage and sand. Sand is just disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, my jetpack is almost empty. I think we're going to have to fill it up now in one of these guys. And now our machines are slowly working towards some nice stacks of uranium-235. Of course, we have all this garbage-238 just lying around. It's so useless. Well, this is a problem. So you all remember that pit we dug? Well, it goes straight into our obsidian layer. That's just amazing. Our basement level, which our basement's actually functional. It's nuclear-proof. Almost. I mean, it's not nuclear-proof because obsidian is just, like, not good enough for that, but it is still pretty strong. So, yeah. It's strong against what it was built to withstand, which is inside of it, having a nuclear reactor explode. But I feel like if you actually just dropped a nuke on it, it would probably just, like, crumble under that. Yeah. So, it is functional, but only against itself. Ha! And actually, if we're being honest, I kind of do want to see what's going to happen to this place if it does get exploded. Will everything go wrong? Will everything go as it planned? Who knows? So we'll find that out eventually. Like, maybe once we get some plutonium, we can test that idea. But right now, I don't really want to waste another reactor core on testing things like that. And now we have a substantial amount of 235. It's 15 nuggets of it. Very substantial. That's a lot of it, right? It's more than we've ever had, probably. Here we go. 5 pieces of enriched. Don't shift click. Never ever shift click. Oh my gosh, I almost shift clicked it. Okay, yeah, let's just throw this into the canning. Oh, look. Good. We already have some fuel rods in there. I did not expect that. That's going to be quite useful. And this is where we're going to want quads here, because quads are absolutely amazing. They get the best output for energy, and heat as well. Heat is amazing, too. Unless you have too much heat, then that's bad. That's not good. You don't want too much heat. Which this looks pretty simple. I'll take care of that between episodes, probably. I, of course, wouldn't want to bore you with just doing the same thing over and over again, so today we're just going to keep working on the interior. And I'm going to give you all a tour. It's not done yet, but it's looking pretty nice. So this is going to be a hallway here. A hallway to the control room area. This is going to be a hallway to the stairwell. The stairwell is going to be very guarded. by a lot of obsidian. There's going to be like a million blocks of obsidian between the reactor and the actual staircase itself. The staircase is going to be surrounded in obsidian. There's going to be no space where there's air between the staircase and the obsidian, except where it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to try to minimize the amount of non-obsidian that's there. So if you all have enjoyed today's episode, found it interesting, please consider liking and subscribing. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. I'll see you all next time, and hopefully we get this bunker completed, because it is almost done. Well, not almost done. I want to add a lot of stuff to this. This is going to be a very nice bunker. Hopefully we can get to making the reactors actually run soon, and also planning out the reactor, which we're going to be doing hopefully in the next episode. I hope we can get that done by next episode. I doubt we will, because I've said that for the last few episodes, and we haven't done it yet. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.